Today's thoughts are about how I'm using YouTube as a form of self-expression. You see, I'm an introvert, which means that I tend to internalize a lot of my feelings and my thoughts tend to stay with me, or rather, they are in my head. And for most part of my professional life, as I've worked in HR, my days have been filled with policies, with interviews, with supporting other people's career journeys, but also bringing out the best in people. However, somewhere along the line, I think I seem to have realized that I had withdrawn into myself way too much. And if that sounds familiar, then you're in the right place. You're where you need to be. You might be a parent, you might be juggling work and family, or maybe you're someone who's just spent a lot of years building a career and now you're wondering, is this really it? You're here because you want something more, you want freedom, and perhaps maybe you do want a side income to go with that. Outlet for creativity. That's exactly why I turned to YouTube, you see, and I believe that it has been quite transformative for me. So let me share my journey with you in the hopes that it might just spark some inspiration for you or give you some type of a nudge in your own direction as well. So why YouTube? There's something special about this platform. It's open, it's free, and it's full of people from all walks of life. There's quite a lot of noise on YouTube if you stay on here for far too long. But more than anything, it's a place where we can tend to be ourselves. We can share stories, we can share our thoughts, we can share our experiences. I've seen people drop down in tears. They've become very vulnerable on their channels, and fair enough to individuals. You don't have to be an extrovert to be on social media. You don't have to be a social media whiz to even make it on here on YouTube. Trust me, I'm really far from that. For me, YouTube became a place where I could finally step outside of my HR box or HR manager role and just talk about life, about experiences, things I've learned, about probably life lessons, things I wish I knew when I was 20 years old. It's now an outlet for me. It's a place for me to express myself without the constraints of my 9-to-5 role. And the best part of it is that there's a community out here that actually cares for you. It's almost like growing your own garden, your own plants. If you tend to them, your community, your people will come for you. People feel the same way, who they're looking for guidance and just that little bit of inspiration. Now, as an introvert, self-expression isn't something that comes naturally to me. Small talk tends to drain me. I can't lie about it, but I do it when I need to do it. And networking, I tend not to do too much about it. I tend not to attend too many networking events. I've now come to realize that YouTube allows me to express myself on my own terms in my own space. I'm sat at my dining table. I don't have to do much. I just put on the camera and I press record. I can record a video, edit it, and share it whenever I feel that it's ready, or I put it on schedule. There's no pressure for me to be on all the time. I don't feel the need to always be out there or have to put on my makeup, because I don't even wear makeup. So I don't feel the need to show up in a professional way or as you would show up in a social setting. So for example, in HR, you would have to hold yourself back to some extent. You would have to give the work appropriate version of myself, not the corporate, I wouldn't say, but the work appropriate version of myself, my thoughts and my behaviors. But on here, on my channel, I can get to share my real opinions, how I wish. I can talk about the challenges of balancing work and family life, or even the frustrations of dealing with work in itself. I get to show up as my own authentic self in the way that comes naturally to me. On here, I get to share my struggles with finding time for myself as a mom, as a wife, with the hope that it does resonate with people. And I hope that it is appreciated. At least hearing from a different perspective can sort of make the journey less, you can feel less alone. So that's the power of self-expression on YouTube. You find your own tribe. So starting out, I was very nervous, even though I'm not showing my face. I'd never done anything like this before. My first few videos have been awkward, quite a lot of them because they drop every day. And I kept wondering, who am I to even give advice? But really, a lot of these videos are my thoughts, they're my feelings, and how I tend to see life, really. So it's got nothing to do with specifically advising people. So it's about inspiring you. If it resonates with you, you take it and you move on. I've realized that my experience in HR has given me a unique perspective on life, especially how people act in their working lives. It's very, very interesting when one sits down to reflect on it. I've seen so many people go through job burnout. I've seen people struggle with toxic workplaces, or even people who feel stuck in their careers and they can't fulfill the dreams that they have. And I thought, why not share those insights? So for instance, I'll be making videos on how to design your life so that work is not your identity. It's a part of your identity, but it's not the whole of your identity. And perhaps maybe inspire you to find ways to fund it. Talking about this on YouTube while documenting my life really feels like freedom. It's been very liberating. So to anyone thinking of starting a channel but feeling like they have nothing unique to say, trust me, you do. Your experiences, no matter how mundane or little you may think that it seems, it's quite valuable. There's someone out there who needs to hear them. One thing that I'm truly passionate about on YouTube is helping other people design a lifestyle that works for them. I think many of us get stuck in this 9-to-5 grind, and we forget that life doesn't have to be that way, especially for parents and those who are getting closer to retirement age. And we all know once you hit 40, it's just round the corner. You haven't really got long to go. So it's so important to think about what we want our lives to look like. I want to be able to inspire people to break free from the traditional career mindset, or how you feel that your career should grow and go, and find ways to build something meaningful, fulfilling for you. I want to spend my time doing things that make me feel alive, like creating content, like traveling, like swimming, exercising, exploring, hobbies, and just living. I'll also be sharing some tips on how to start planning for this kind of life. And even if you're still in a regular 9-to-5 job, working full-time, things also like setting up multiple income streams, learning new skills, and creating a vision for our future. So I hope this will be a home for those who feel stuck but want more out of life. It's going to be an amazing journey. I can feel it in my bones. To be able to connect with people who are sort of on the same journey as me, people who are looking to build a life of leisure and freedom instead of waiting until they are 65 to finally live their best life. One caveat I must throw in is that it's going to take a lot of work. We are not going to be in denial about that, but dreaming is not going to, cut it. If we want the life we want that we're dreaming of, we have to be prepared to work for it. So self-expression is great. Let's be real about it. We all need to do that. We all have bills to pay. One thing I didn't expect when I started YouTube was that it could actually turn into a side income. Yes, you see those videos, but you never quite think much out of it unless you watch it with so much excitement, But for me, I've just always thought you have to be careful with what you consume online and what you believe as well. I'm not saying it's not real, but sometimes these things are best taken with a pinch of salt. And if I ever decide to leave my HR job one day, I know that I have something to fall back on. So something that's mine, something that I built from scratch, which is this channel. So if you're someone who wants to create a similar setup, think about the skills that you already have from life, from work, from school, from university, academics, anything, or even from just meeting people. I've seen a gentleman who shares life lessons from working as a as a physical therapy assistant. Yes, he works in care homes. If you've watched a lot of content, you would have come across his content. 1PTA, I believe his channel handle is. So whatever it is, you can think about the skills, the stories you've come across in life, and come on here, come and share them. So what can you share that others might find valuable? That's where your mind needs to be. You'll be surprised at how much demand there is for genuine, relatable content out there. YouTube has been a game changer for me. I continue to learn. It continues to be a journey, and it's giving me a voice. It's giving me an outlet. More than that, it's also going to give me a way to connect with a lot of people who are stopping by on my channel and those that are not commenting. I'm hoping that we're all on similar journeys, looking for more than just the standard career path, more than just the existing rather than living. So to anyone watching who feels stuck, who wants to express themselves but doesn't quite know where to start, you might want to try YouTube. You don't need any fancy equipment. You can start on your phone. You don't need a big following. You just need a story. You just need your story and the willingness to share it. You need a bit of courage and the willingness to share. As I already mentioned, there's an audience out there for anyone and everyone. I really believe that. And who knows, it could be the start of something that changes your life too. So I will see you in the next video.